Well, hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome back to the channel for a quick look at some new updates coming to Foundation. This game being one of the pinnacle games that I always recommend in terms of a very creative city builder. I would definitely put this in the wheelhouse of Manor Lords, Farthest Frontier, Banished, and of course, Ostriv. These games are games that really do some different things that I wish all of them would do together to make the ultimate city builder, but Foundation being a medieval city builder that really allows for an insane level of customization of big buildings like cathedrals, monasteries, town centers, and much more. Well, this game's getting a big free update for everybody on November 26, 2025, and I just heard the news and I wanted to share it because the developers are throwing in a bunch of free buildings, some of course fan-requested features, and it's got me in the mood to play it again next week when the big update drops. So I wanted to share this little video with you and really share my thoughts on this game and just games in general that are really pushing the boundaries and bringing some big things to the table that I want other developers to not be afraid of also being inspired by and also using those. Now, when it comes to Manor Lords, you may have seen recently on the channel that the big update for that game is in beta and hopefully will release soon, but does allow us to more intricately build castles along the lines of Foundation, and with new maps and whatnot, that game is getting much better. And I wish had a map generator like Foundation does, but with Foundation, we're able to, endlessly generate maps just like we are in Farthest Frontier, and then build very highly customized castles. Now, the art style of this game is going to be improving too, as the developers are adding more outfits to some of the people in the town. And if you go back to the early videos on Foundation, people really haven't changed too much, and they always kind of still look cartoony, but the game itself with its art style is very beautiful. There is certainly a difference between Foundation, Farthest Frontier, even Anno, and Manor Lords, but yet they all kind of have their own level of realism, which I really respect, and also allows for other people on maybe not so powerful systems to build something beautiful. If you've been a big fan of Town to City, which you may have also seen on the channel, that 1800s-ish game that allows you to build beautiful, like just absolutely stunning cities in the kind of same vibe of Tiny Glade. That game has a lot of attention to detail with traffic lights, or like street lights, and building roads and beautiful public squares, and Foundation is yet another game that allows you to do that. And I've been saying the biggest problem for gamers in the last couple of years is not big stinker games that mislead you and you get disappointed by. I mean, that's always going to be a thing, but I think we have way too many great and amazing and mind-blowingly awesome games and not enough time to play them all. Foundation is a game that allows for modding from the community, and modders have over the years added features that the developers eventually put in and always planned to do so, but of course modders beat them to it. And now, of course, Foundation, as of a while ago, has been released into 1.0 and continuously gets better. I really think that we're seeing a lot of games too from these small indie dev teams that say that their game is released in 1.0, and then they kind of forgot that they released their game, and then they just keep having free update, free update, free update, and then eventually bring out DLCs and stuff too. Another game that comes to mind is Planet Crafter, and I wanted to bring that up because there are these wonderful teams of like 2, 3, 5, 10 people who, after a game releases, they just keep on keeping on with endlessly bringing out content for free for everybody, and then the game goes through multiple price drops and sales and things like that, and they just keep on chugging. And another great example of that is probably the best example, Stardew Valley. That developer just keeps on adding stuff to it endlessly, and actually No Man's Sky too. And so I just wanted to bring up all these games that give me good vibes of good developers doing good things for good people and good communities that are giving great and detailed feedback to really make for a better game. And so thus this update, I guess you could say, for Foundation, this quality of life update, as they're calling it, update 1, this is all because of you, all of you who are vocal here on this channel, all of you who are vocal in their Discord and on Steam, and just gave a lot of great feedback as to what you liked, what you loved, what you think they could add, and maybe some things that they could change. And that's why we're getting some of these features here, which I'll go over in just a moment with you, like moving some buildings around, of course, new buildings and landmarks. And I think we're closer than ever to be able to getting a game that looks like Manor Lords, has the incredible detail of Foundation, but then allows us to build a city like from Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 in Kuttenberg. I've been to that actual city, and it's beautiful beyond belief, and medieval cities are just absolutely gorgeous, and it's impressive to see some of those buildings still standing hundreds and hundreds of years later. And Foundation is a game that makes me feel that way too, where I finish a city and then I immediately want to import it into another game. And I hope we get more city builders that allow us to go like from dawn to man, from the very beginning of a civilization all the way up to what we see here in Foundation. I hope they eventually make a new game too that allows us to do something along those lines. But anyway, let's listen to the devs' little update video, and then I want to share some of my thoughts with you and then tell you how hyped and excited about the update on November 26, 2025. By the way, did I mention I'm hyped and excited for this update? Yeah, I sure am. Let's watch.
Hey builders, welcome to our very first quality of life update for Foundation, built around some of your most requested features. Let's take a look. We've added new building tools to help you design and expand your creations with less friction and a lot more freedom. The selection tool. Many of you told us you missed being able to move entire monuments. Well, we've heard you. With our brand new selection tool, you can now select and move an entire monument, including parts that are unattached. You can also pick a specific sub-building if you just want to make targeted changes. The Replace tool. As another highly requested feature, the Replace tool allows you to swap a part for another of the same category, like doors, rooms, towers, and even walls. Your buildings remain fully functional during renovations, and most settings carry over automatically. You'll only pay for extra materials required, and you'll even get 50% of removed materials refunded. Perfect for upgrading a monument with a newly unlocked castle set. Wall improvements. You can now easily add gates to your walls. No more manual splitting. Just grab a gate, snap it in place, and you're good to go. And if you place your wall inside out by mistake, a simple button press flips it around. Information layers. The information layer panel has been revamped with better display options. Resource tracking and taxation are now centralized, and you'll find new views for housing occupation and downgrades. This gives you clearer insights and more control over the information you want to see when you need it. The patrol system has now been enhanced based on your feedback. You can now define patrol zones per building, scale up larger patrols more efficiently, and see clearer feedback on safety progression. Just keep in mind there's a sweet spot for patrol efficiency. Too many patrollers and you'll see diminishing returns. Additional improvements. We've refined housing shapes, taking the first step toward better density and more organic looking neighborhoods. You'll also find new building parts like windmill storage add-ons and new stone bridge gates. An improved city belfry, customizable monastery roofs to match your settlement style, new and refreshed job outfits for villagers and visitors, and more places for villagers to enjoy their free time. And finally, as a thank you for your incredible support, patience, and for being such an amazing community, we're adding a brand new monument, the Modest Church, absolutely free. All of this will be available on November 26th, 2025. That wraps up our tour of the Foundation QOL Update 1. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more updates on Foundation. Until next time, happy building.
So a few great things here and a few things that really genuinely surprised me for Foundation's Update 1 quality of life. I gotta say the gates are something that I had no idea I wanted, but we'll get to that in just a moment. Overall, it looks like the game is like better graphically, although I don't think they've made any changes to it at all. But the style of the color palette and the art and whatnot all come together very well. And I think every time that I see a building that's custom made in this game, I can identify what it is, but it's always exciting to see someone else's manor, something that they're using as like a town hall or a distant manor off in the hills, and very nice that you can now move it from those downtown areas to the hills if you want to, and then also split a building apart. That's something I had no idea I wanted, and will certainly help a lot of people who want to get more creative with things. And another great thing about this game is that it's actually built, realistically. So when you plop down buildings, they're not just kind of a cost in terms of money or just an insta build like in Tiny Glade or in Town to City. These actually take time to construct, and people have to deliver all those materials to the construction site. So in terms of upgrading your little fort or your little manor to a castle, all the materials that are going to be needed there, like the stone and the tools and extra wood and lumber and whatnot, that's all going to have to be delivered. So cool that you can kind of click and drag and make it very easy to upgrade a whole area that you've been planning to upgrade from your little keep to a castle, but of course it'll still take time to do so. So that's really good. And then going further into the walls, I love the fact that they put in little gates like that for the farm fields, and that you don't have to actually like kind of click and then stop and have different shaped entrances to areas anymore. And also equally good for your fortifications, so your walls around your kingdom or your palisades around like again a fort, being able to flip those 180 degrees is really nice. And in fact, I thought we had that feature before. I thought it was something that was already there, but maybe I'm thinking of Foundation, or sorry, Farthest Frontier, but Foundation having that as well is a great thing. Maybe it was Anno. I don't know. I played a lot of games that have a lot of different palisades, and it's always a simple click and drag, but these small features are something, again, that need to be uniform, and I want to see more developers doing in total. They've improved patrols too, which I found to be kind of not annoying in the game, but always something that I didn't want to do until later. It's kind of like when I build a city in City Skylines 1, I always forget to put the buses in until the very end, and they're kind of needed as you go along step by step. And it's the same with patrols here too. When you add a new neighborhood, you want to add patrols so more people can be happier earlier, and there is a little bit more of a mechanic to it, having diminishing returns, as they had mentioned about having too many cooks in the kitchen when it comes down to it. Additional improvements around just modifying the game mechanics, and some things of where certain options are found are good, and I definitely think that the developers will be listening to all the feedback past this one, and I'm really happy to see a lot of these structures looking like actual medieval structures that I've seen before. Cosmetic changes to the monasteries and to the people and horses. It seems like they've done a good job of, again, breaking everything down and making it look better. So maybe there are some other graphical changes, but the new church looks really good too. So overall, great steps forward for this game. It does take a long time for them to develop it and upgrade it, but it is one that I'm happy to see released in 1.0 and happy to see its first update. Now, after this update, hopefully we see a lot more frequently, so make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that like button if you'd like to see more updates on Foundation, and I'll see you on November 26, 2025 for our live stream on the Big O update. We'll see you soon. Goodbye.